Welcome back to Market Day Report. Giving my good friend Tony St. James a little breathing room. He got us all the way from the morning to here. I'm going to take it from here to the Cow Guy close. But before we do that, we got to look at the markets. We're going to get to the finish line here, folks. And some markets are up, some are down. Let's take a look at corn and see how we're doing. This is one of the down ones. December corn down 7 cents, 405 3/4. A little harvest pressure hitting that. On my drive down here, I noticed the combines are starting to roll. March corn down 6 1/4, 424 1/2. Look at these deferred months. May 435 down 6 1/4. That's that carry we talk about. 406, 424, 435. You see that carry be built into the markets. And we look at soybeans. Let's see if we have a little better story over there. Soybean market, not too bad. We've been up, we've been down. No beans, 1013 down 1/2. We had exports this morning, and I think people were really they liked the way that came out. Now looking at the Jan, if you're going to store those beans, Jan and March, again, carrying those beans. Jan beans, 1031. March soybeans, 1045, down 1/4. Call beans unchanged. Things are starting to pick up. Starting to hear talk, we could talk about it with our next analyst, starting to hear talk that maybe yields aren't just quite as great. Now looking at border trade wheat. Border trade wheat down 11 1/2, 564 1/4. March wheat, 584 down 11. May wheat, 595 down 11 1/2. Wheat coming off those, last week we had those rumors on Friday about Russia and everything else, and that really got the markets going. Wheat starting to sell off this week. KC wheat, 564 3/4, and D's down 13 3/4. March, 578 down 13. May, 586 1/4, down 13. Big shout out to all my friends up north, Minnesota, North Dakota, even the good folks watching and listening in Canada. Minneapolis wheat, 607, nice to see a 6 handle, down 9 in D's. March, 629 down 9 also. Same thing with May. Again, all these grain markets starting to have that carry. Last but not least, cotton. See what we have. Some positive news in D's cotton. 72.97, let's just call it 73, up 170. March cotton, 74.50, up 151. May cotton, 75.51. Well, let's bring him in. He's joining us remotely. Kevin Huddleston. Kevin, coming to us from Memphis, Texas. This is Tommy, not Tony. I know we hate to play tricks on you, but nice to meet you, my friend.
Nice to meet you, Tommy.
What's the good news in Texas, sir?
Well, when we look at this cotton market right now, we're looking at December right now, 72 3/4 right there. We've been as high as 73.55. The last time we beat that was July the 2nd. I think our high was 73.75. So that's been a while back. We've had nothing but, just demand crush. Demand's been horrible for the last couple of months. But, with this interest rate cut being a half instead of a quarter, it's kind of got things sparked up. Right now we're at 72, and December's highs been set. We're about 60 points off of the high. With that being said, the things that the market's kind of paying attention to is West Texas. What's the crop look like in West Texas? How much of that's going to be abandoned versus going to be harvested? And then as you roll down into the southeast and the Delta states, you look at some quality issues. North Carolina's getting a lot of rain, and it continues to rain in the Delta, and some of that cotton it might be ready for harvest going to have some quality issues. When you look over at our export sales at 106,000, that's nothing. We need that up to about 250,000 to get this market back up in the middle 70s, lower 80s. But we are thankful from a climb from 66 cents a month ago back up to 72 on the December.
Yeah, we're going to need every penny we can get when it comes to these ag markets. What are you seeing in the local cash market? If you talk corn with people, what's that basis like down in the Texas area? I know there's some years we have a positive basis, some years a negative basis. Any color on the cash corn market?
Well, on the cash cotton market right now, like a 21,337, that basis up there 50 to 100 off December. So you'd be looking at 71, possibly 72 cents right there is where that cotton trade. As you roll on down into some spotted cotton, strict good ordinaries, that basis widens a little bit. It gets to 4 to 5 cents off the month. I think as we get more into Texas harvest, as we roll up in here, and the panhandle starts harvesting in about 3 or 4 weeks, I think you're going to see that quality is going to be a factor. I think that the quality basis could get very tight with the balance sheet starting to narrow.
That's interesting. The weather in Texas, I work up a lot in North Dakota, and we think up north, down south, these fringe Fringe states, always variable weather, always a challenge for those farmers. Definitely doing the work that the best they can do with what they have. How would you rate this year's conditions? Like 1 out of 10. How are conditions in Texas?
Well, you know, yes, last year was a 2. This year, I'm thinking 6 to a 7. You know, we had a real good crop set. We just needed some August rains that we didn't get in some areas. But the Panhandle, to give you an example of that, the Panhandle of Texas last year north of I-40 made 420,000 bales of cotton. This year, we're estimated at 1.2 million.
Wow.
So that'll tell you the difference in last year and this year. We have had some rains. We did get this crop planted. We've just got some dry pockets, you know, over here on some of this dry land. It's just not going to make.
You stay right there, Kevin. We're going to take a little commercial break. Try to keep the lights on and be right back with more Market Day Report right after this. Welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Tommy Grisafi, filling in for my friend Tony St. James. Well, it's been an active day in cattle. I think that's what the cattle men and women want to hear. Let's take a look at that cattle board. Very impressed here. Oct cattle up 140, 179.67. December cattle 181.30, up 140. Feb cattle 182.50, up 142. Impressive day in the cattle. Let's see if the feeders are the leaders. Well, they are, and an impressive board here. Going out real close to the highs. Sep feeders 245.25, up 242. Oct feeders 243.47, up 350. No feeders 241.20, up 300. An impressive day in the feeders. Let's see if the hog market has what it takes to join the party here. Oct hogs 82, up just a few ticks here. December hogs 74.10, up 22. Feb hogs 77.25. Nonetheless, an impressive day. We got a little bit more time. I'm going to check out milk real quick. Let's see what's going on over here. Everything is up when it comes to cattle, hogs, and milk. Class 3 milk looking here up just a few ticks. 23.34 in Sep. Oct 23.81, up 21. Nove 22.96. Nice to see that milk up there. Hope it stays that way. I want to show you something real quick here on the outside markets. Dow Jones absolutely on fire. Dow Jones up 540, and you're seeing the same type of strength, even greater in the NASDAQ market. Folks might be asking, where's all this strength coming from in the meats? With a stock market like this, it's no wonder. S&P's on fire. The Fed cut a half, up 104. Pretty wild to say. All right, we have strength in the outside markets, and we have strength in the cattle markets. We're going to take a little break here on Market Day Report, and we'll see you just in a bit. Hi, Suzanne.
It is. I got to say, it is good to have you at the desk.
I didn't even know you were there. When did you sneak in?
It just kind of snuck right in while you were doing your thing.
It's good to see you.
Always great information, of course. And looking at this Fed cut, obviously you guys are watching this like a hawk. I know you've been talking to Scott Shellady, predicting this 50 basis points. I mean,
well, everyone's saying 25, but they did 50. Hey, 25, 50, whatever. It all works. Money, the price of money went down a little bit. If you're a saver, not so good. If you're an investor in the stock market, you're having a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Tommy Grisafi sticking around, also doing Cow Guy Close. Always a pleasure.